Well, they're not testing for marijuana this season.
They should have never tested for marijuana in the NBA.
I agree.
It should, and I am so happy that the NBA is now, they're not letting guys advertise CBD products. But if they did, would be on well, I'm going to have it, blessed or not, on as many NBA chairs in the locker room this season as possible.
Okay.
And they'll see for themselves. And then we'll get to Adam Silver and explain, especially with the announcement of the athlete that we're bringing on is so major and huge that now people are going to start paying attention all over again. The NBA also realizing it was a waste of time. It was a waste of money testing guys for marijuana. They sit in a room and smoke weed, not in a nightclub, not in a strip joint. They sit in a room and smoke weed and get blazed out and go to sleep. That's what you want your athletes to do.
You don't want them drinking.
You don't want them drinking and destroying the liver and being upset and being a problem. You don't want them sitting there and drinking scotch and playing cards and going to their cars. And you don't want that. You don't want them in those environments. You want them in a complete relaxed state. The cannabis plant heals.
Did you see my interview with Richard Dumas?
No.
You know who that is?
Yeah, I do know Richard Dumas.
Very, very interesting
Whoa,
story.
whoa. I did see that. That was the ex-basketball player?
Yeah.
Yeah.
He played for Phoenix.
Yeah.
With Charles Barkley against Michael Jordan in the finals.
Yeah.
He was one of the key players
Mm-hmm.
on the Phoenix side.
I did see that.
They didn't win, unfortunately.
Well,
But he was one of the big dogs on that squad.
they weren't going to they were not going to beat the triangle.
That just wasn't going to happen.
It's just not going to happen. Everybody that's come up against the triangle has not won.
Yeah, I feel you.
And unless you want to tell me somebody who had. They said, well, you guys beat them. Triangle wasn't implemented properly. Once they implemented it, we couldn't beat them.
Well, this was a phenomenal athlete, but number one, had very serious mental issues.
Yeah.
I forgot how he said it, but it was like a serious mental disorder. He started smoking crack at 18, would kind of binge in and out of that. But really his main thing was he couldn't deal with crowds and couldn't deal with a lot of people.
Mm-hmm.
So he would just start drinking heavily before games. And he would play well after he would drink, but
it became a problem. Yeah, anytime you have to rely on something, any stimulant outside of your own brain stimulant,
mm-hmm.
is a problem because you can't control how much you get into. You watch Limitless. If you take too much of it. I have a teammate, great guy, Willie Burton. Willie Burton is a major part of the NBA paying attention to mental health illnesses. And, you would say, man, that guy's crazy. You'd say that. And then, you think of what Dave Chappelle said is, it's dismissive just to say somebody's crazy and not pay attention to everything that's happening. But Willie Burton, along with the NBA Player Association and Retired Player Association, has really put a focus and light. And the NBA has not taken it lightly. They have taken it into complete consideration about mental health issues. Everyone has them. Being a black man, you automatically are born with a trauma. So you have already the trauma of being an American and black. But on top of that, things that go along with it, look at Metta World Peace. Metta World Peace, one of the first guys to say, hey, I want to thank my therapist.
Yeah, after he won the finals.
Yeah.
That was the first thing he said.
Yeah, man, because he knows it's all mental, right? The game is all about money, but then winning is all mental. It's entirely mental. How long you can stay focused will literally determine if you win a championship or not.
Do you think Dennis Rodman has serious mental issues?
I don't know if Dennis has serious mental issues. I know he has serious traumas from upbringing.
Yeah,
definitely. And I saw his documentary when, I watched You know, the nail painting thing is one thing, the dress wearing thing is another. I think Dennis Rodman is free. And I think Dennis Rodman makes it so much easier. There's a show, like I mentioned, Little Fires Everywhere, where Reese Witherspoon's daughter, one is acting like her, one is a star, one kid is like awkward. And then the youngest daughter is straight up, as they would say, a freak or different. And she was like, I'm not your puppet. So that's an important thing that a lot of people want everybody to go by the rules and fall in line. And to fall in line from the puppetry. And I think Dennis Rodman, along with Mike Tyson, were able to find and fight their ways through their traumas, and they display them differently.
According to T.K. Kirkland, he
TK.
feels that Madonna churned out Dennis Rodman in the same way that Erykah Badu churns out her men.
Madonna had this ability to get into your soul, to make you feel like you should be who you want to be, don't let no one control you, etc. And I think that's this, and it's just my opinion. I wasn't in the room.
Okay.
I don't know how she had oral sex with him or whatever. I don't know.
So-
it's just my opinion.
So you're saying she was the original Erykah Badu?
Absolutely.
Right.
Because I heard, now my son put me up on Erykah Badu.
Yeah.
My son said to me, Dad, every woman, every man that Erykah Badu dates becomes a different person.
Yeah.
They become spiritual, the way they dress. It's just amazing, that kind of woman, how
Yeah.
she changes men.
Well, there are those women who are real, true goddesses.
Yeah.
And Erykah Badu is one.
Mm-hmm.
Madonna is one. But Madonna didn't turn Dennis out. But Madonna explained to Dennis there was a game inside of a game he wasn't playing. And when he was cutting his hair, when Thomas, our friend, God rest his soul, was cutting words and designs into Dennis's head, they were like, oh, that's cute, that's great. When Dennis gets to San Antonio, and then the Demolition Man comes out, and Wesley Snipes has on blue contacts and his hair mohawked and cut blonde, Dennis did that.
Mm-hmm.
So that was the first design. It got so much attention and so cool, and it was something you can do because he doesn't sleep in the afternoon but play video games anyway. There's another time to dye your hair, and then he had better people dye. He was in BAPS with Halle Berry getting his nails done, but his hair was dyed. I mean, he was in a movie with Van Damme riding a motorcycle, wearing a corset and tights. I mean, Dennis has literally done so many things that people go, I ain't gonna fight him.
He was in a Van Damme movie.
He was in a Van Damme movie
Yeah.
with his hair painted, wearing a
Green, yeah.
corset, purple corset with tights. I watched it, I seen it, and I was like, he is transcending everything of a professional athlete. He has totally made himself an art.